97 WLOV.
Billy D with you. How you doing on a Friday night? Before we go on, I want to give us a mad shout out going out to the originator of the funk groove, Mr. Larry Funkster Jones, all the way live in the 412. Also showing somebody love to my main cats, Mike, Daryl, and Bobby, all the way live there in Southfield, along with my friend, my girl, Phyliss, all the way live holding down in Southfield. But I got a real quick story I got to tell you. I have always been a fan of the late, great Miss Phyliss Hyman, even when she was in Sophisticated Ladies way back in the 70s on Broadway. But my greatest moment came way back in 1990. At the time, when the first time I lived in Michigan, I was living in Lincoln Park, where somebody told me that she was appearing in a jazz club in Chicago, Illinois. So I got in my car one Saturday afternoon, drove all the way down 94, went to Hyde Park in Chicago, and surprisingly, I was able to come into the club to hear Phyliss Hyman. $5. That's all it cost, $5. So anyway, I'm sitting front row. I'm watching her. She was a very beautiful lady. Always wore gorgeous hats. And I got fortunate. I got to talking to one of the bartenders. It was a guy. We got to talking because he was from the D. And I mentioned to him, I said, man, I would give anything to be able to talk to Miss Hyman. Well, I'm getting ready to leave the club to come back, to Michigan. And he said, hey, Billy D, let me holler at you. So I come back in the door. He said, well, Miss Hyman said that she has 5 minutes. You want to talk to her. I'm nervous. I'm nervous like my child is getting ready to be born. So I walk into the dressing room, very voluptuous, smooth lady. We talked 25 minutes. And she gave me an autographed picture. And now, I lost that picture in a fire I had in Charlotte, Pennsylvania in 1993. But what was so a blessing, at the time I was going to school in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I was on a Pittsburgh bus, and I'm sitting up front. Well, the same picture that she gave me hung from the banister of the truck, of the bus. So I waited until I was the last person on the bus. So I walked up to the last, excuse me, ma'am. I noticed that you have a picture of Phyliss Hyman. She said, oh, yeah, that's my sister. And I was flabbergasted. So we got to talking. She told me a lot of different things about her sister. But I have been a fan of Phyliss Hyman since then. I never forget the morning back in 1997 when I heard on the radio that Phyliss Hyman passed away. I cried about her death just like I did Luther Vandross. And just like I did Prince. But I'm Detroit Billy D. One more time for your mind on the mighty 147, baby. WLOV.
held my hand in such a way my knees would shake. You can't imagine just how much I've needed you. I've never loved someone as I've loved you. Oh, friend, it's so nice to feel you hold me again. Oh, it doesn't matter where you have been. My heart welcomes you back. Oh, friend, this is where our happy ending begins. Yes, I'm sure this time that we're gonna win. Welcome back into my life again. Yes, I tried to live my life without you, knowing I had lost my closest friend. Though I fell in love from time to time, knowing I would